Hello and welcome to this new video. Today I will continue to debrief the cases from the Microsoft Excel World Championship, and in particular the case that got me knocked out, which is this cricket darts from Harry Cedars, in which I performed very badly during the competition. I thought that basically on average all the other players scored badly, but in reality this was not true, and in particular my opponent actually scored a very high number of points, probably 10 points less than Andrew Nye, which is the former world champion, the current world championship champion. So congrats to my opponent. I still didn't quite get the rules of the case, so we'll try to follow step by step the rules and see where we get to. Um, so basically, you have this target, which is the usual dart target. I wasn't completely aware of the rules of this game when I played it. I just tried to aim to the center of the target. Apparently, it's much more complex than that because basically this is split into 20 sectors of equal size. Um, and depending on where the dart lands, you could get a single value, a double value, or a triple value, so S, D, and T. That will basically multiply the value of points of that sector, with the exception that sectors 1 to 14, if I remember right, do not provide any point. And then you have an additional couple of rules regarding the bull and the 25. Basically, the bull should be the very center of the target and will give you 50 points. And the 25 should be the outer part of the center of the board. So I don't even know what does this mean. Probably the green part here in the center, which will provide 25 points. Um, it's not over because you also need to account for the opening of numbers. Because to score points, you first of all need to open a number by earning triple the base points. So basically, you will need to hit 3 times the sector, but not just 3 times, because you could hit, for example, a triple, just one, you could hit a double plus a single, or you could hit 3 singles. Uh, there is no particular rule in the sequence in which you open the numbers. Uh, After you have opened that number, you could start scoring the points for that sector. Bull and 25 behave slightly differently because the bull counts as 2 points towards opening and 25 counts as 1 point. But I think you need to consider them combined because they're called a pair. And so basically, you need to consider them together. Multiplayer, it's in level 5. We will consider that when we where we get to level 5, if we get to level 5. So, learn the basics. One player throwing, how many points has the player scored? Assuming all the cricket numbers are already open. Hint, it will be faster to complete this manually. Of course, I didn't do this manually because I wanted to set up my model correctly. So let's try to do this. We have example one, and we have our X lookup in column B, returning. I will choose the longest one, so I'm already okay for the next levels until column CR, basically. Okay. I think a bad modeling decision during the competition, and that was probably 50% of my problem, was to consider the throws in batches of 3. Actually, I'm not sure this is beneficial at all, at least until level 4. I'm quite sure of this. I don't know if for level 5 it will be easier to consider the throws on a 3 by 3 basis. And so what I will try to do for this solve attempt would be to just have one throw for each line. Okay, so basically what we need to say is Um, well, let's go back to level one. Level one has to consider the points of this single throw here. Uh, and so the points will be like this. If this equals ball, it will be 50. If this equals 25, it will be 25. Um, Otherwise, it will be otherwise I will need to stop the video for a moment. Apologies for the interruption. I had an hard stop. Now I'm back after like 4 hours of stop. So basically, let's get back to this. We are at level one. Um, we need to calculate the points for this kind of shot. Uh, let's build these ifs. This equals ball. That's 50. Otherwise, this equals 25 will be 25. Otherwise, it will be substitute of this. Let's substitute the left of this with nothing times ifs left of this equals s. It's 1. Left of this equals d. It's 2. Whereas left of this equals t equals t is 3. Bully 50, 25. It's true. Okay. So basically my result will be 20 times 3 because this is a triple, which is 3 times 20, which is 60. Okay. And then if we scale this, we should get our results for level 1. Should be right. Okay. So now level 2 asks to do the same, but for 3 shots. Um, you also need to consider that the shots 1 to 14 do not give any points. So level 2, I could just do like this, but I will probably got errors in case we have we have situations like this. So if and this is not ball and this is not 25, if minus substitute of this with left of this nothing is less or equal than 14, it will be 0, otherwise this one. So basically I'm just putting to 0 in case we are at less than 14. Otherwise, again this. Okay, so now my answer for level 2 will be the sum of these. And I got to this without too many problems during the case. And that's actually correct. So 220 points, I scored like 330, so not much more than this. Because the problems for me started with level 3. The bad decision for me was to keep these in batches of 3s. And also what I noticed, unfortunately, just after the case is that level 4 is actually way simpler for me compared to level 3, because in level 3 you need to consider basically the full rules for one player. So you need to consider the opening logic and then also the scoring logic after the opening. While level 4, okay, it's more shots, but honestly it doesn't impact the logic. Uh, you just need to look when the full number set will be opened. And this for me, honestly, is easier compared to level 3. I don't know why they call this medium and why they call this hard. Probably the opposite will work much better. Anyway, let's try to do this one. So what we have is basically a situation in which only the points from 15 and above will provide points. To open one, I will need to consider how many times I have hit that particular target and then apply some logic. So what I did during the competition is basically this. First of all, having a sequence of, I think, 5 starting from 20. Sorry, starting from 15. I also have 20. Yes. It's actually a sequence of 6 plus bull plus 25. So those are my this is my set. Um, and what I did actually was this. So the the number of hits of each sector, we need to consider also the SDT starting with the letter. So I did basically countifs of this uh, and the criteria will be single and this lock the row. This will mean I need to consider this just once. And then I did the plus, but because I had the 3 shots in a row, which are not possible here, but anyway, I will have, of course, just one of these 3 elements with a value. I need to lock the column here. So like this, it should mean, let's try with 19. Okay, you see D19, I have a 2 here because it's this one time found and times 2 because we have the D. Of course, for bool is different because bool will be without anything before and times 2, and like this is times 1. So let's copy this down. Okay, maybe let's center also everything nicely and maybe also reduce a little bit the width of the columns. So basically this is my hit count and I had this set up for the competition. Um, Now I will do basically the same thing with the cumulative approach. So it will be this plus this. Okay. And that's anything I need to look when the positions are open. Because in terms of openness, I just need to say if this greater than or equal 3 is 1, otherwise it's 0. And you can see position 19 is the first to be opened, and it gets open here with this shot of a triple 19. Um, and so What I need now is to score the points. And this was actually what blocked me during the competition because I need this thing here, again replicated. What I want to check is how many of those hits here need to be considered by knowing that the first three hits, cumulative speaking, will be used to open the position. And probably the easiest way for me to approach this is to say, look, if I have a 0 here, it means this is closed, so those hits cannot be considered. If I have a 1, it's open, but it depends whether this is the first one, so I'm opening the position with this shot, or it's not the first time I open this position, and so I can consider the whole set of shots to score my points. So what I did is ifs this equals 0, it's 0. Otherwise, if and this equals 1 and this equals 1, it means it's not the first time this is open. And so what I will do is multiply this times the value. This, of course, will apply until the 20, then bool and 25 will need to be managed separately. Um, Third condition, and this equals 1, this equals 0. It means that this is the first time I open the set, and so I will do I will do I will need to subtract to check how many I need to be above 3. So it would be something like the sum of everything above minus 3 times the point value. And this will need to be locked and the column needs to go. Okay. Let's see what we have. In this case, we have clearly a problem. So I go into the third condition. So it's the first time I open it. So the sum of the above is 24 minus 3, which is clearly not correct because I'm also considering the point value. Yes, clearly I need to open bracket here, but I cannot consider I think I just need to start here and that's it. Okay, if I don't have bulls, but I have them, something like this is 274, which is actually right, but because this 25 here, which is not considered, is the first one, so I'm not going to open that. The problem is with this formula here, I need to remove the 25 and the bull because they have a different logic, because 25 and bull will be opened jointly. Yes. So we'll just consider one. So if this plus this greater than or equal than 3 is 1, otherwise it's 0. Okay. And then I will have this, which is right, but I need to multiply by 50. I'm not sure about this because here there is also think about the partial points that I remember just now. Player hits bull 25, the score is 50 for the throw. The first bull provides 2 points. Second bull provides 1 and then half the score 25 plus 25. Okay, good. I think by how I set up this, the partial points for those should be addressed because I say -3 basically. So in this case, I'm looking only at 38 points, which is 2 times 19, which is right. For the bull, it's considered 2, but the value is just 1. Yes. Hmm. That's quite tricky. Uh, so T16, so if it is close, it's close. If it's open and it's not the first opening, it's not the number times the value. I will say if this greater than 0, it's 50, otherwise it's 0. Uh, Otherwise, if this is the first time I open it, hmm, I think I need to consider this thing here. And I also want to lock the column here because I want to drag this on the 25 piece. This is locked, this is locked, this is not locked. Some of the thing -3. Mm, let's say if the sum of this thing here -3, uh, if that equals, I don't think it can equal 3. At most it could be 2. If that equals 2, it's 50, otherwise it's 25. I don't know. If I copy this, and then u, and then if the sum of these, but the partial 25, how does it work? Well, it cannot be partial because with a 25, if I'm opening, I don't have nothing more uh, to score. So it will be just the sum of this minus 3 times 25. So it might be only 25, I think. In this case, I'm not scoring. Okay. I don't know. Um, because I didn't get this far during the competition. Bull, I don't have any 25 here. Let's check for one that has a bull inside and a 25, so 35. In this case, something going wrong here because he's a 25, but he's scoring in the bull column. Doesn't make any sense. Uh, why I'm not scoring here? So that's true. I should not score anything here because it's 0 times 25. But why am I scoring here? So the sum of that thing is 0. Okay. Uh, it might be that I'm just opening. So if the sum of these minus 3 equals 2 is 50, otherwise the sum of this minus 3 equals 1 is 25, otherwise it's 0. Okay, so I'm scoring 0 now. Let's check for another case where I have bull. Uh, I have two bulls, three bulls here, so 45. Mm, so first bull is 2, I'm not scoring anything. Then I have a second bull, but I have a 25 here, so I'm not scoring anything. Then I have a bull which I need to consider full, so 50 points might be working this time. Might be working, so what I need to do is to sum all this thing here. Of course, I built this starting from 15 because I don't need to consider the points for the values below 15. So 31. I'm getting some errors. 36 is going in NA. Why? That's a tripole. Uh, okay. I missed the true because it's open in the first. It's always 0, I think. Let's see. No, I'm getting bunch of errors. 35 is going in error. Why now I don't have anymore this check? I was pretty sure I was looking at you. Oh, come on. I've broken the formula. Okay, I copied over the boolean 25. Pretty curious to see if this is going to work. And actually, we have a small error here in game 49. Okay. In theory, during the competition, I could have not noticed this. Actually, I'm 410, 410. I mean, which might be good enough because in theory, I could have not noticed this. Let's try to go first of all to example 4 to make this a little bit more realistic. Example 4 asks to see when all the sectors are open, and I think I will just say first of all I need to copy down. I will just say the match of 1 here 0, and that's why I said this should be very easy, because then it's just a matter of saying max of this, and basically that's it, because the logic is already built from level 3. 51 to 70. Yes. Level 5 is a little bit hard. I will have gone on bonus 1. Cross all the game numbers 1 to 100. Determine the sector that would hit the most number of times. Okay, how many times was it hit? Here I put the name of the sector instead of the value. Triples, doubles, and singles as separate sectors. 25 and bulls as separate sector. Uh, well, basically, what I should need is as the sequence of 20. This lock the column and this lock the row. Okay, then a fantastic two row of this thing plus bool and 25, and then it's just the countifs of this lock and this. And then I just need to scale this over the games. Uh, and the sum and the max. So 344 will be the answer, and that's right. Cross all the game numbers 1 to 100. How many times was a triple hit? Uh, 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 triple means that left of this equals t minus minus. Okay, and we have this sum of this. This should be now example 5. Mm, we sure? Yes. And if I scale this, I just need the sum. 1860. Interesting. Uh, why? The triple hit. Okay, so the triple hit. I thought this would be right, honestly. Uh, excluding the examples. Did I sum the example? No, I did not. Uh, what is the answer, by the way? 1512. How many times was a triple hit? Am I missing something here? The bull does not start with a T, and neither 25. That's quite interesting, honestly. Seems strange to me. Total point value of all the shots into sector 114. Remember to account for doubles and triples here. Honestly, I answered 0 because according to the rules, 1 to 14 should score 0, but understood later that uh, it's basically asking to override the rules. Um, Basically, 1 to 14, it will be like this thing here. This will be the point value. 214. Well, actually, it will be this. It will be this. And it will be the triples. Okay. And then it will be the point value times the number it was it, which is this one. This one. And this one. And so the sum of this thing here should be my answer. 4619. Yes, it's right. I know why I'm not getting this, honestly, the bonus 2. Um, but anyway, uh, the best scenario possible for me yesterday, this will be my my landing point. which I think unfortunately is not enough because my competitor got 890. I also ended up trying to guess with run betweens the scores for those matches here, but uh, honestly, I will not rely on the luck to pass my round. Um, just out of curiosity, level 5 asks to consider a multiplayer situation. So basically, this means the throws 1, 2, 3 are made by one player, throws 4, okay. Game ends when one of the players has closed all the numbers and has a higher score. We need to go back to the rules. Once both players have opened a given number, neither player can score from the number again. To win the game, a player needs to A, 1, have opened all the numbers, and 2, be on a higher score. Play continues until one player meets both of these conditions. But okay, does it mean that if I open all the numbers and I have a lower score, I honestly don't understand. So suppose I have 500 points, I open all the values, the other player has 600 points and do not have opened everything. Uh, who is going to work? Is the match going to finish? It's not very clear to me, so I will need to reflect on this offline and then maybe upload a video separately for this level 5 of the case. So for the moment, thanks very much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.